Welcome to our Omid Yom Shir. We are learning the fifth parak of Maseches Shabbos, Behema. This parak has to do with animals going out from Rishus Yochid to Shasabim while they're wearing stuff. Animals also wear all kinds of accessories, muzzles, bits, collars, etc. And sometimes when the animal wears it, it's appropriate, meaning it's something that serves the need of the animal. When the animal wears something on Shabbos that it's supposed to be wearing, then how good, how amazing, how nice. There's no problem of hoitzo. However, when the animal does when the animal wears something which is not useful for the animal, it's not necessarily useful for the animal, then what comes out is that this is masui. It's considered as carrying because when you wear something you don't need, it doesn't serve your body in any way. So that's called carrying. And animals are not supposed to carry from Rishus Yochid to Rishus Harabim on Shabbos either, because animals they're also supposed to rest on Shabbos. So basically, the Mishnah so far told us about different levels of shmira. For example, we saw that there are four animals: the standard, the camel, mule, etc., a chamor, regular donkey. For them, it's enough to go out with an afsar, some kind of like general muzzle, not too much. Yeah, it's something basic to hold the animal. And other animals, for example, the naka. Naka is a wilder animal. It needs more shmira. It needs a higher level of guarding. So the naka has to wear like a nose ring, etc. So each animal to its own. Yeah, we saw that wearing something that's too low, that is below standard for the animal, that's not going to do the job of guarding the animal, since it's not serving the animal, it's considered as masui. If it's masui, she shouldn't wear it in Shabbos. What about if an animal is, so to speak, overdressed? What happens if the animal is wearing something that's protective, but it's, as they say, overprotective? So then, let's say camel, regular male camel, who's not a vildechaya, and you put like a nose ring on him. On one hand, it serves him. On the other hand, it's too much for him. It doesn't need so much. So is it or isn't it considered to be a masui? We saw machloikes, and we saw that Shmuel Paskin like Chananya that says that it's okay. It's not considered as masui. So Tana debate Menashia. Let's now talk about different types of animals, different types of levushim. Let's see. Says the Gemara, we are in the fourth line, Nun Beis Amud Aleph. Tana debate Menashia. Ez shechoka klobein karneha, yoytza b'afsal b'Shabbos. A goat. A goat may not be the biggest animal, but a goat tends to run around, run away, and dodge away. So there is the goat shechoka kloben karnea. If a person made a hole, perforated a hole in the karnaim, actually in the horns of the A's of the goat, then it's good. Yoytze be'afsar b'Shabbos. And if the person placed some kind of afsar of rope in, actually perforated all in the horns of the A's, that's strong enough for the A's, and it can go out like that on Shabbos, and the person may hold it also. Now, as opposed to what? Yeah, Nun Beis Amud Aleph, fifth line. As opposed to, says Rashi, if you just took a rope and you tied the horns of the A's on the outside, that's not good enough, right? So now, if you do that, the A's, because it tends to run around and somehow dodge away, it's going to basically avoid and run out of the ring that you have on the head. So what happens then? What happens then? If you're carrying the A's, you took it on a walk, an A's walking on Shabbos, then you're going to end up carrying the actual rope. You'll stay with the rope in your hand, and you'll end up walking Daled Amas. And this is a big concern we'll see in the next parak. Some items are also to wear on Shabbos because you may end up taking them off in the middle of the street, carrying them Daled Amas. That's the whole business of next parak. We're going to discuss it later, of a woman. A woman, Me'ikr Din, is not allowed to wear jewelry on Shabbos if it's a kind of woman who would show her tachshitim to other women. and then she'll like run out or something. She'll run around and she may carry the tachshit daladamas. That's a different story, but that's what Rashi says over here regarding the A's. By Rav Yosef, now Rav Yosef asks the following question: Tochav la bizkana mahu. Tochav la bizkana. Let's say that goat tochav la bizkana. Yeah, I don't want to show myself. it tied it created like a circle from the zakon. You know, the A's has a goat, yeah, goatee. That's what's called a goatee, right? It has a beard, the goat, and you tied it, and then in the beard you tied like a circle, yeah. In other words, you tied the thing together, the beard, and then into that circle you tied a rope. What's the halacha? So there are two tzdadim here. Kevan di imantachla koivlo. If the goat, as much as it likes to run around, if the goat will try to pull out, and menatach is like menatech, is like menatek, it will try to be menatek to move away from the rope, koivlo, it's going to hurt the animal, loy asil intuchi, the animal has strong instinct, it's not going to start, trying to move away and move and try and disconnect it. It's going to hurt, so it's good. So it's good shmira. Good shmira is fine. You can carry on Shabbos. Sometimes that interesting contraption, the beard may fall apart. You tied the beard and then you tied the other thing. The beard may unravel, so to speak. Is what she said before about the other thing. If the animal will just manage to, not the animal by itself, the beard is going to basically open. Whoops, then what you come out with what? With the high and dry, with the rope in your hand, and you may inadvertently or without thinking carry daladamis. That's a chash. Are we or aren't we concerned that you're going to stay with the wrong end of the stick with the rope in your hand as the owner? You'll be so shocked and upset and running after the goat, you'll end up walking daladamis in Rosh Hashanah with something in your hand. Could even be shaygig. It's also teiku. That remains a teiku. Now, before we continue, I want to just remind you, I want to tell you something which I didn't tell you yesterday. We spoke yesterday in the Mishnah about Balei Asher or Shir Yoitzim Bashir. Some animals, such as horses, certain dogs, or small animals, they have a collar on their neck, right? Rashi, it's a machlokes Rashi against Tosfos. Rashi is learning that sometimes you just want to beautify your animal. Horses. People beautify the horses for sure today, also in Mitzrayim, right? They beautify the horses. Sure, it says the Biza Sayam was the gold from the horses themselves. Yeah, basically, sometimes people, nice animals like horses or the hound dogs, yeah, the greyhound or animals like that, people like to just adorn, basically to adorn them with collars. And Rashi says that's not called masui. If it's normal, that guy likes when he likes it when the horsey goes up. A shane horse with a nice collar, so that's considered normal. It's not functional, but it's beautifying. So according to Rashi, generally speaking, I repeat, generally speaking, if that's a kind of animal where it's normal to beautify, and it's a normal kind of tachshit, so that's not called masui. Your animal can walk around with a nice chain if that's accepted. That's according to Rashi in the Mishnah. I'm not going to touch this now. Let's just follow one shita for now. Now, let's see what the Gemara has to say, quoting a different Mishnah. Tnan Hosom, says the Mishnah, Tnan Hosom, V'loi beretzua sheben karneha. It says about a cow. A cow is not allowed to walk around on Shabbos from Rishus HaYochid to Rishus HaRabim with a retzua, with like a strip, with some kind of like a strap, like that, between its horns. Yeah, something tied between the horns. And the question is, why not? Why can't the female cow, go out to the street? It has horns. Female cows do have horns. They're just smaller than the male. People don't know that. And I want to put like a little crown over the head of the cow. No, you're not allowed to do that. Actually, that's a famous story that the neighbor of Reb Lezer ben Azariah, she used to do that, a woman, and he never rebuked her. So he was punished for that. That's a different story. We'll see it later. Amar Birmi bar Abba. Yeah, Pligi barav Shmuel. How to explain the prohibition of having your cow going out to the street with like that strip over her head, that we'll see what it is. Let's say a rope or other things. That's going to be a discussion. What's the problem? What's the issue? Chad Omar, either Rav or Shmuel, one of them says, Ben Lenoy, Ben L'Shamer Osu. Oh, whether the purpose is for beauty, noi, or the purpose is to l'shamer, to guard the cow, both are osir. Let me explain. Rashi says noi. Rashi goes into details. Shetzoiva v'koilo lenoi ben karnea kemin kliya mikeren lekeren. Basically, you're braiding. You made like a whole braided kind of crown kind of thing, colored, nice, and this is what you want to do. That's what you do. It's not meant to hold the cow there. It's just a way to beautify the cow. That's one purpose for that cow crown. So says one of the opinions, either Rav or Shmuel, ben lenoi ben leshamer osur, which means if you want to beautify your cow, that's called masui. According to Rashi, the Ritva says, we just saw the beautifying is okay. Is okay. Oh, so that kind of beautification to that kind of animal is not normal. Maybe a cow is not such a nice animal, it's not accepted to beautify it, or maybe that kind of beautification is ridiculous, like a crown. The Ritva says depends on the animal. So that kind of animal, a cow with a crown, it doesn't look like a tachshit. Excuse the word, looks like an idiot. Yeah, not befitting. So that's lenoi. What about l'shamer? Oh, what about l'shamer? Let's say I put some kind of rope over here to basically hold the cow, hold the bull by its horns. And that says Rashi, no. Says Rashi, l'shamer is definitely unnecessary. Why? Because a cow, not a bull. It's not bavakama over here. A cow, a female cow, is usually a very placid, easygoing animal. You don't have to guard it. It walks around like that. It goes. It's not such a vildechaya, and therefore it doesn't need shmira. So what is it? It's extra shmira. Oh, extra shmira sounds like what? Oh, was machloikes. I know, but some people say if you have an extra shmira for the animal, it's also the para doesn't need your guarding, and if you're putting extra thing to guard it, it's also it's not. No, it doesn't need your shmira. You stop putting extra weight on the poor animal on Shabbos. Now, v'chad omar. Now, and the other one says, l'noi osur l'shamer muto. The other opinion says, noi, I agree. Noi is unnecessary and is just, excuse my language, stupid to put that crown on the cow is not accepted. But l'shamer is muter. Oh, why? Because although the cow doesn't need shmira, to put extra shmira is not like the same machlokes we had before. It's not a problem. I'm paranoid. I'm a Yiddish Amame. I want my cow to be extra guarded. It's not called masui. I want it to be extra good. No problem. Now, Omar of Yosef. Now, we don't know who said what. By the way, if you notice the through Shas, many times with Rav Shmuel, it says Chad Omar, Chad Omar. We don't know who said what. Happens a lot with Rav Shmuel. Now, we're trying to figure out now who said what. What's Machlokes basically? Machlokes is about extra shmira. Is extra shmira called masui or not? Simple, as we had before. Fine. Now the question is, who said what? Did Rav allow it or did Shmuel allow it? Omar Rav Yosef, tistayim de Shmuel hu de Omar lenoi osur l'shamer muto. I believe Shmuel is the one who said that noi is not accepted, is osur. Everyone says that, by the way. That's not a machlokes. L'shamer muto. I think Shmuel is the one who said that extra shmira is okay. Yeah, it's not called carrying. How do you know? I'll prove it to you. The Omar of Huna Barchia Omar Shmuel. It's Shmuel that we're talking about. What did he say? Halacha kechananya. If you remember the Omud of yesterday, towards the end, we said in yesterday's Omud that according to Hanania, we say that extra shmira is okay. And if extra shmira is okay, and Shmuel says halacha kechananya, then Shmuel says extra shmira is okay. Shmuel follows the opinion of Hanania that said that Shmira Yisera is not Masui. So clearly, no, not a question. Yeah. Shmuel is the one who holds that extra Shmira is fine because he followed Hanania. So what's your question? Amar le Abaye, no. Abaye says it's not so simple. I'll quote you something that we also said yesterday that seems to contradict that. What? Amar le Abaye, Adrabah. On the contrary, the other way around. Tistayim, let us define the Shmuel who the Omar ben lenoi ben l'shamer osu, stressing l'shamer osu. I think the other way around. I'll bring you a proof from a different statement of Shmuel that said that extra shmira on the animal is osu. So for the cow who doesn't need shmira and you put an extra shmira, it's a problem. Well, what's the proof? It's also something we said yesterday. The Omar of Yehuda, Omar Shmuel. Please notice, Omar Shmuel. What did Shmuel say? Shmuel quoted a story that happened in the time of Rebbe, which we saw yesterday. Machlifim lifnei Rebbe shazu bezu ma'u. Remember? Let's say you switch around the shmira of the crazy female white camel, right? If she's wearing something below standard, afsar, and the camel, right? The regular camel who just need afsar, you put the khatam of the strong one of the nose. What happens if you switch them around now? What's halacha? The Rebbe had this shaila. Amar lefonov Rabbi Shmuel bar Yosi. Shmuel bar Yosi. What did he? How did he paskin? What did he tell Rebbe? How did he reconcile the issue? Kach Omar Abba. Rabbi Shmuel bar Yosi quoting his father, which we know Rebbe appreciated very much, and he told him, Alba behemoth yotzes be'afsar. There are 4 animals who may go up. What's afsar? That's a minimal regular shmira. Yeah, there are 4 animals who require regular standard shmira of just a regular face thing, the minimal. What are the 4 animals? A sus, the horse, a pered, that we know is a mule, the gomel, the camel, the chamol. Oh, so let's stress the gomel. He was a star of the show in the Mishnah. Lav lemiuti gomel bechetem. Oh, lichoira, that statement told us, and that statement quoted by Shmuel told us, and we assume that Rebbe accepted it, that a gomel is only allowed to go with a resen, with an afsar, excuse me, and so too the other 3 friends of the gomel. But if the gomel bechetem, for the gomel to go with a nose ring is too much and is osir. By the way, we rejected it yesterday. We'll talk about it later. But as of now, the Gemara assumes as follows: if Shmuel quoted the statement by Tanoim, he's now telling us interesting, cute stories. Chalila, he's probably holding with this lahalacha, and he's saying Rebbe didn't know what to do. How you switch around? Da da da. Came who? No, Rebbe got the answer from who? From Rabbi Shmuel bar Yosi. They told him 4 animals walk around with a regular afsar, and meaning what? That those animals, for example, the camel. What about it? If they have the extra shmir of the chotam, that's already a problem. That's already masui. So really, you have 2 statements of Shmuel that contradict each other. Ow, ow, ow. One statement of Shmuel, the Paskin like Hananya, that said that extra shmir is okay. But he also quoted the story with the 4 animals who wear an afsar and not anything beyond above afsar. So how do you explain? By the way, there is an easy answer from every yesterday this year, but we're going to get there. Answers the Gemara, Sami ha mikami ha. Wow. In other words, you should erase one statement of Shmuel because of the other one, which means the statement of Shmuel saying like Hananya that extra shmira is okay, that's the real one. And the statement that he made about the 4 animals that extra shmira is a problem, yeah, that one should erase. And really soon we're going to see you're not really erasing it, you're modifying it. Now, Frag the Gemara, well, you have 2 contradictory statements. Frag the Gemara, wait, umay chozis, what makes you say the mismis ha mikami ha? What makes you reject one because of the other? Sami ha mikami ha. Maybe you should reject this one, not that one. In other words, maybe Shmuel's real statement, will the real Shmuel step up, please? Yeah, maybe the real statement of Shmuel is the one that spoke about the 4 animals, that extra is a problem. How do you know? So, okay, we're going to get to the answer, and then I'll add what Rashi said. Let's read the round brackets. I don't know why. Here it makes a lot of sense. You know why we chose to say that Shmuel says that extra shmira is okay? The Ashkechan Shmuel who the Omar, we found mefurash. The Omar Lenoy also l'shamer mutal. We found clearly the Shmuel Paskins that extra shmira is okay. The Itmar, because we see the following statement of Chia bar Ashi Omar Rav ben Lenoy ben l'shamer also. Finally, it's clear. Rav is the one who said that Lenoy is also, that's for sure, by the cow, and l'shamer is also. Extra shmira, unnecessary shmira is also. Rav Chia bar Abin Omar Shmuel, oh, crescendo, we got to the peak. Omar Shmuel, Lenoy also, Leshamer Mutar. We see a clear statement, the Shmuel said Leshamer Mutar. What about the statement of Shmuel about the 4 animals? We answered that yesterday, my friends. We're doing chazore. What's a chazore? What did we say yesterday? When we said that those 4 animals wear an afsar, it did not mean to exclude that they're not allowed to wear extra. It means the other way around. That the female camel, the white female Meshugana camel, she cannot wear less. That everyone agrees to. They wear an afsar, not that they're not allowed to go up. It means the other animals who need Michigan wilder animals, they cannot have afsar. That's what it's coming to exclude. So now Shmuel is perfect. It's not even a contradiction. Rashi just pointed out all is nice, all is well, all is perfect. Shmuel clearly said through and through, after all the confusion, that an extra shmira is okay for the camel and for everybody else. Also for the cow, for whoever you want. Why? He believes extra shmira is good. Why not? Lo yo'il lo yazik. Yeah, if you want help, it won't hurt you either. And therefore, it's not called carrying. Rav argued, okay, but that's what Shmuel holds. As he passed like Hanania, all very good. You see, interesting. Both the third parak and the fifth parak start with Machloikes with Hanania. In both cases, Hanania is Mekel. Now we can remember. What did Hanania say at the beginning of the third parak? That once your food is already kebender soy, life is good. You know, did Grufok Tuma. Yes, that was Hanania. Here too, Hanania is Mekel at the beginning of the parak. I remember, beginning of fifth parak, Hanania is again being lenient, saying that you're allowed to wear extra, your animal, I mean, is allowed to wear extra guarding, extra shmira, and it's not called carrying. Baruch Hashem, very nice. Meisivi. Frag the Gemara as follows. Let's talk now about the pora aduma. Do I have to translate and say it's called red heifer? It's such a funny word, heifer. Yeah, the kids are pora. You know it's pora aduma, red heifer. I don't know. They don't say red cow. They said red heifer. It's a cool thing. Yeah. Anyway, the red heifer. Yeah. So the pora aduma. What about the pora aduma? So the pora aduma has a lot of conditions. One of the conditions are what? That one of the conditions is you're not allowed to have the pora aduma wearing any oil, any kind of oil, not oil. Oil is yolk or anything. Yeah, let's say you want to put your little bag or parcel package on top of the back of the red cow. Oh, yeah, you lost millions of dollars. It's an expensive thing. Oh, sure. Right? And now the paraduma is disqualified. It's possible. Okay, so paraduma, it's a possible. Oh, look what it says over here. Now, Mesivi, now we question what we just said. Soon you'll see the question. We're talking about a red cow, paraduma, not on Shabbos, nothing to do with Shabbos. A person tied the paraduma with mosera, with a minimum regular kind of face collar, yeah, it's kosher. Now, wait a second. That red cow, does it need the guarding? No. The red cow is a very friendly creature, like any other cows, right? Yeah, now what? You're telling me that the red cow who's wearing something extra, yeah, it's okay. It's not called as if she's carrying something. How come? If you're telling me like Rav, that extra guarding, extra safety is too much and it's called carrying, it says, excuse me, the Torah says an animal should not carry anything. It's not only on the back. Even if she's carrying over, it's still carrying. It's on the nape also, the whole thing. How do you allow your animal to carry anything on Shabbat? Even a weekday, it's a paraduma. It should be disqualified. And now we're saying it's okay, right? So it's a problem with Rav. Elamai must be Shmuel is right. Says the Gemara, no. Omar, yeah, Omar Rachmona. I skipped the words. Asher lo oleh oil, Omar Rachmona. The Torah said, lo oleh oil, right? And if you define extra shmira, and for a cow, anything is extra shmira because it's a nice animal. So therefore, it's a problem. Why are you saying it's okay? How do you allow that? Omar Abaye, three answers. Answer number one. Omar Abaye b'moilicha me'ir le'ir. You're right. You know what? Normally, when the cow is in its nice, normal surroundings, when it's at home, it behaves nicely. Yeah, goes to sleep, goes to eat, goes to meet friends, drink coffee. So the cow doesn't do anything, and you don't need to have the extra shmira. And if you did, it's really a problem of all. But this cow now is walking from one city to the other. Maybe he's taking it to Yerushalayim, to Arzeisim, yeah? So now when it's walking intercity, that's a different problem. It may get lost, right? It may this and that. Rashi says he wants to go to its place of mirbat, where it's crouching. Of course, intercity, yeah, I send my child in a bus inside the Shemesh, but not to Yerushalayim, certain age, right? It's a whole different story. Yeah, Lavdil. So therefore, me'ir le'ir, then it needs the shmira, so it shouldn't start running around, different fields and all that. And then it's not called extra shmira, it's called normal minimal shmira, so it's okay. Rove Omar, Rove says, no, shiny poro de demea yekorin. The cow is different. Why? Well, that's a red cow, my friends. It's not a regular cow. It's a red cow which costs a lot of money. See on the Dome of Venezuela, right? So the Yakorin. So the regular cows, normal people don't guard them at all with any contraption. A pora aduma, that one I don't risk. I don't know, 2,000 shekels poro, I don't know how much they cost. Okay, yalla, it's a nice animal, let it graze on. Poro aduma, ha, 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 ha. Maybe she's very placid. I'm not taking chances. I'm not taking it, not letting it move without shmir if it's going to run away. Because she's, I don't know, 10 million. Such an animal, you don't risk. And therefore, for her, for the red one, it's not called extra. It's normal. Because in the eyes of the owner, that's normal shmira because he's not paranoid. He's looking after millions of dollars over here. Now, Ravina Omar, a third answer. He says, no, really, we don't care about what the Bailim says. Yeah, if the animal is placid and nice, it's always called extra shmira. This pora aduma is making nukimta. It's a moredes. It's a rebellious one. And it's a nukimta, but still he prefers saying it Ravina. And he says if that cow happens to be a Michigan one, it's a gingy. The red cow is she's red. She's all energetic, right? She has a lot of brischa de kedusha. So such an animal, the pora aduma, she's a moredet. She's rebellious. She's a rebel, and therefore she needs shmira. It's not extra. And a regular red cow that you stamp put a collar, boom, you missed it. You missed the boat. If she's a Michigan one, then you have to be shomer. Then it's normal. So we found different answers. Now let's continue. Yes, questions. Question time. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening in Hebrew or English. What do you want me? Shall I talk to you in Hebrew or English? What do you prefer? כן רבנו, מה קורה? מה העניינים? שומע, להגביר ווליום. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Akiva. Akiva said something very true, and not me, the other Akiva, yeah? He said that what the answers, two of the three answers can also apply to a cow on Shabbos, not to paraduma. Yeah, let's say you walk with your regular cow from town to town, intercity, on Shabbos. Let's say you can within the tchum place. Yeah. So then, even a regular cow, not the paraduma, it's not called extra to put a collar in it, and then it's not called masui. And also moredes. You have a meshugane cow, she's a shor muad, but a female. Hora moredes, she's a nutty animal, and a chanami. Then everyone will agree, even Rav, that she needs shmira, and it's not called extra. The chanami, very very nice. Asus b'shir. Oh, we're continuing to quote the Mishnah, to learn the Mishnah, and we're saying now that the horse goes out with shir, which is basically a collar, and also bale ashir also go out with collar, and then it says yoitzin b'shir v'nimshachin b'shir. Yeah, they go out with the shir, with the collar, and also nimshachin, they're being pulled. Yeah, they can be carried, I assume, by the owners, also with that collar. What does it mean exactly? Yeah, but that's what I just translated. The Gemara will really explain what it means. What exactly do you mean when you say going out and being pulled with a collar? Which means Ravuna says now, yoitzin kruchin, this is again Rashi. I'm not going to test this today if you don't mind. Rashi says kruchin means the whole rope, yeah, which may sometimes be used for pulling. The whole rope is just coiled around the neck, and according to Rashi, it's only for beauty. Because those animals, for them, it's normal to be beautified. Yeah. So you're allowed to take them out when they have a nice collar around them because that's nice and elegant for them. Or nimshochin, or clearly nimshochin, you can carry them by, yeah, basically by pulling them. Yeah, you're allowed to pull the animal to Rishus Harabim with a leash. Yeah, like you pull it, yeah, with a collar, or you have an extra bit like a leash, like a tzua, all good. That's the first opinion. That is Rav Huna. Shmuel Omar, Shmuel says no. Yoitzin nimshachin, then yoitzin kruchin. He says no. Shmuel says no. You're only allowed to coil around the neck and keep it there if the purpose is yoitzin nimshachin. If you go out with the animal with a thing around the neck because you pull it, either you hold it like this between the neck and the ring, or you have a little bit of a spitz that comes out. That you're allowed to do because it's functional. I need the collar, like you said. The dogs need it to walk around. But en yotzin kruchin. What does it mean en yotzin kruchin? You're not allowed to have, according to Rashi, you're not allowed to have just kricha coiled around the neck for beauty only. That you're not allowed to do, right? That's what Shmuel holds over here, right? Of course, the question is, what about the poro? The poro and these animals are not the same. The poro, we said, is not such a nice animal. It's a clumsy cloth kind of thing. And on the horns is the shtus, yeah? And therefore there, everyone agreed that Noi is nothing, including Shmuel. Here there's an argument. Why? Because here, these are animals where it's more normal to have beauty, and yet Shmuel says that no. Shmuel says that even by animals where it's more normal to beautify, and yotzin kuchin. Well, no, why not? Shmuel can argue. What we said before in the introduction is not true according to Shmuel. What Rashi said in Mishnah is not according to Shmuel. According to Rav Huna. Rav Huna says you have an animal, you want to like coil something around for beauty, like a nice scarf for the animal or a nice chain for the animal. So what? So according to Rav Huna, no, you can do it. According to Shmuel, you can't. For the cow, everyone agrees no. And for these animals, maybe yes, maybe no. Machlokas Rav Huna and Shmuel. Now the Brisa says yotzin kruchin limoshech. You're allowed to hold them kruchin limoshech, as Rashi, as I just told you. Kruchin is only okay if the purpose is limoshech. You can see Rashi inside; it's right next door here. Kruchin berevach shechol lachnis yodoi ben akrach letzovor. They are kruchin loosely, so the hand of the owner can hold it between the collar and the neck. Or you have a little bit of the rope hanging down, hanging out over here, so the owner, whenever he wants, can chop and catch that corner. Meaning, what's not allowed? What's not allowed? You're not allowed to just have it coiled for beauty only. Yeah, we're supporting Shmuel just to beautify the animal. Not you can do it 6 days a week for Shabbos. It's not normal enough to be called a need and called no. It's not normal. It's not nice for Shabbos. Of Yosef. Now let's see the discussion about it. Says of Yosef, Chazina lule igle debate Rav Huna. Who's the one who just spoke? Rav Huna, right? What did Rav Huna say? You're allowed to have your animals kruchim just for beauty. By the way, according to Tais, it's a different story. I'm just following Rashi. Says Rav Huna, says Rav Yosef, I saw Rav Huna's agolim, yotzin b'afsaren, kruchin b'Shabbos. In other words, what Rav Huna said, he really did. You know, it's called in English, practice what you preach. Yeah, yefeh doresh, yefeh mekayem. In other words, yeah, Rav Huna followed his own psak lemaisa, being very sure of himself, and his animals went out. Please notice, agolim. What was the animal? Calves, baby cows. Very interesting. So for the baby cow to go with the collar is nice, but for the mother cow, it's not nice to go with the crown because this one is normal, this one is not normal. That's what the Ritva says. It's not me. Same. Yeah. Depends on the animal. I don't know. I never owned the cow. I don't know. Sometimes I have a cow. So now Rav Huna, Kiosa of Dimi. Now from now on, you have to pay attention because you pay attention all the time, but we're going to have like different statements. We're going to see how each one fits into the other. It's not difficult. You just have to remember the names of the Amiroim. That's a trick. Yasser Rav Dimi, Rav Chanina. When Rav Dimi came from Eretz Yisrael to Bavel, he said on behalf of Rav Chanina, Mulois shel Beis Rebbe. You know what's Mulois? Prodois, English, mules. Hirda is a mule. Parent. Mulois. Mulois is Pradot. Yeah, the mules, the Prodois shel Beis Rebbe, Yoitzos ba'afsarehen, Kruchin b'Shabbos. The mules of the household of Rebbe, okay, they go out with the afsar kruchim b'Shabbos. There are two chidushim. First of all, a mule, yeah, as we already said, by the way, remember the four animals? A donkey, mule, horse, and camel, right? Do I have it right? I think so. Yes, sus, peret, gamal, chamor. One of them is the mule, right? Those mules goes with an afsar, and that afsar, look, it coils around the neck. It goes, I guess, from here to here, and they go with an afsar coiled around the neck. So afsar is the appropriate thing for them, but it's really meant for what? Not for shmira, just kruchim completely. Yeah. So Rebbe belongs now to the camp that says what? That for beauty is okay. Okay, very nice. As we said before, Hashem Rav Huna. Okay. Amru Rabbanon Kamei de Rav Asi. Rabbanon said that statement in front of Rav Asi that what? That Rebbe's animals, Rebbe's mules went out with that collar on Shabbos for beauty only. And very nice. Amru Rabbanon Kamei de Rav Asi. Yeah. Oh, 1 second. Amru Rabbanon Kamei de Rav Asi. Toshma Kioso Shmuel Bar Yehuda. I'm sorry. Yes, Toshma. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I skipped. Thank you. This thing, 1 second. I'm trying to. It's very. Yeah. Thank you. Iboilahu. Thank you. There was a question. Kruchin and Imshochin. Yeah. Those animals, those mules in the household of Rebbe, how did they go out with the afsal? Kruchin around the neck for beauty, or Nimshochin with an extra bit to pull them and not for beauty. Toshma, thank you very much, Akiva. He also of Shmuel Bar Yehuda. Oh, that's what we're missing. Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda came and said, Omar B'chanina, Mulo shel Besre biyotzes b'afsaren, kruchin b'Shabbos. Very good. In other words, the statement of Shmuel Bar Yehuda added an extra piece of information. Not only the mules go with an afsal, which is the chiddush regarding the level of shmira. We also say another statement that on Shabbos, even if the afsal is not for shmira, is only for beauty to coil around the neck. That's good enough. As I said, I was right what I said before. I missed the man de Omar of Shmuel Bar Yehuda. Rebbe's mules would go out only for beauty with a thing coiled around their neck. Amur Rabbanan Kamed Ravasi, right? Rabbanan said in front of Ravasi, Hodder of Shmuel Bar Yehuda lo tzricha. And then, right, they said what Rav Shmuel, Bar Yehuda said is unnecessary. I don't need Rav Shmuel. But what did Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda add? What is it? He added, you know what Rebbe's mules went out like? Just for beauty, just koruch. I don't need him to tell me that. I know it anyways. You know why? With the Rav Dimi nafka. What did Rav Dimi say? Rav Dimi was the first statement who told us that the mulois of Beis Rebbe, the mules of Rebbe, would go out with an afsar. And he didn't say whether it's coiled or with an extra bit to pull. I know myself, without the extra information of Shmuel Bar Yehuda, I know that they were coiled around the neck. How do I know? Am I a novi? If you're telling me that the Rav Dimi really meant that you pull them and you don't just call them for beauty, you take them to be pulled out, then you tell me now, what would be then the only chiddush about from Rav Dimi? That the mulois, the mules, their level of shmira is afsal. I don't need that. I know that already from yesterday's statement. With the Rav Yehuda Omer Shmuel nafka. I know that from another statement. Domer Rav Yehuda Omer Shmuel, as we said already twice. It's the third time, my friends. A lot of chazoras. Machlifin hoy lifnei Rebbe shaldu bezumau. They asked Rebbe, what about a wild animal wearing minimal stuff, or the placid animal wearing strong stuff? Omar lefonov Shmuel bar Yosi, kach Omar Abba. Rabbi Shmuel bar Yosi told Rebbe, remember, who was the one that mules went out with the thing? Rebbe. Now Rebbe is listening to Rabbi Shmuel bar Yosi, and what did Rabbi Shmuel bar Yosi tell him? My father, the great Rabbi Yosi, which you respect so much, he said, Abba be'emus yotzes be'afsal. Oh, 4 animals go out with an afsal. Hasus ve'hapered. Now let's stress pered. Hapered, the mule, is the one that wears an afsal. That's the level of shmira, right? Ve'agomel ve'achamo, right? So very good. So now, again, so Rabbanan, let's summarize. Rabbanan said to Ravasi as follows. Listen, Ravasi, we have 2 statements. Statement number 1 is Rav Dimi, that Rebbe's animals, the mules, would go out with an afsar. And the other statement comes now, the Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda, and he said, you know what? Rav Shmuel says, you know, they were coiled for beauty. And that's a chiddush. And they claim, I don't need that second statement. Just by listening to Rav Dimi telling me the chiddush, Rav Dimi is not telling me gossip stories, chas v'sholem. Rav Dimi is telling me halacha. You know, Rebbe's animals, the mules, they go with an afsar. Now, they're coming to be mechadish something, Rav Dimi. Now, if Rav Dimi is not mechadish, that beautification is good enough, what's the other chiddush by default? That the level that's good enough for a mule is afsal. I know that already. I know that from Rebbe Rav Shmuel bar Yosi, right? Elamai, by default, for lack of any other chiddush, must be what? Must be that clearly the chiddush of Rav Dimi was that they're wearing for beauty, right? So I don't need a second statement of Shmuel bar Yehuda. Omalu Ravasi responded to the Talmidim, no. Itzrichlu. No, we do need that second statement to tell me that they wore it on the neck for beauty. Why? The image of Yehuda nafka, if you only would have learned it from Yehuda's statement about the 4 animals going out with afsal, such as the mule, Abba Amina would have thought Omer lefonov, v'lo kibla minei. Why do you assume that because Rebbe heard something, Rabbi Shmuel quoting Rabbi Yossi, that he would have accepted it? Maybe he didn't accept it. Although once we saw that he did, who says he always accepted it? Rebbe went and disagreed and went home and did differently, right? You always accept everything from everybody, hopefully not, yeah? And therefore, I didn't know that, Kamash Malan. So what's the Chiddush? Kamash Malan, first of all, Kamash Malan to Rav Dimi. So Rav Dimi is first of all telling me Chiddush number one, the lower level, that according to Rebbe accepted the statement of who? Of Shmuel Bar Yossi, that says 4 animals are afsar level, including mules. He went home and on Shabbos he allowed the mules to go be'afsar. Hey, wait. But the second level chiddush, we didn't know. Be'ida Rav Dimi, if you only heard Rav Dimi, which didn't tell us if it was for beauty or for pulling, I would say good. The afsar is good enough to pull the animal because that's something functional. If it's only to be koirich for beauty, that's all the question. Who said? I wouldn't have known that Rebbe holds that beauty is a reason good enough to go out on Shabbos like that. Kamash Malad of Shmuel Bar Yehuda, very nice. Therefore, the second statement of Shmuel Bar Yehuda is absolutely necessary to let us know that Rebbe belongs to the party who holds that just wearing kruchim is good enough. Beauty is good enough for a reason. It's not called Masui on Shabbos. Very good. The Seder. A bit over time, but fine. Started late today. Umazin Alain the Tavlin Bim Koiman. We'll leave that for tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to learn about Tumah Vatara. Tumah Vatara fans. Here we come. Very good. The Seder. Hatzlacha uvrocha. Yeah, a lot of Tumah Vatara tomorrow. Okay, better start preparing. Thank you very much, Batzlacha. Call to. Shkoich.